Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the High School Star League. My name is Caster Seda, and we are getting into game number 3 between Valencia High School and Palo Alto High School. We're very excited to be bringing you this last ace match because game number 1 went to Palo Alto High School in a rather convincing manner. They were able to take objective after objective with an early advantage that they secured because of some powerful play coming out from OHD Kenny. Now, in game number 2, the exact opposite happened. Valencia took a very commanding early lead by feeding Bad Maze Junker and Gogi Eater on Lee Sin, and that allowed them to snowball that game into a very, very powerful advantage. And while they weren't able to close out the game rather quickly, they did it very, very commandingly. Every objective was well fought and contested by Palo Alto, but every objective fallen was an almost ace for Valencia High School, in addition to no kills. So some very, very impressive play. Now, in the first 2 games, the majority of the game was decided by the early game advantages that both teams had. Despite confident play in the mid-game from both teams while they were behind, we have seen that whenever someone does get an advantage, they are strong enough to snowball it into an eventual win. We're getting into game number 3 here, and this is the early game. This is the defining factor that we have been talking about, that I have been talking about, that's going to help define the game. Now, Ramen Bowl in the top lane, he's going to be taking Riven against Bad Maze's Renekton. Bad Maze's Renekton ended up doing incredibly well with a 6 KDA leading into a 7 KDA before finally losing his second death later on in the game. He took an early advantage against Ramen Bowl's Jax and then just bullied him out so hard. Now, Ramen Bowl, you can see he's already taking a bit of an ineffective trade. Looks like he's going to have to toss out some auto attacks to really try to bully Bad Maze out. Ignite is available on both of these champions, but the shorter cooldown and that empowered attack means that Bad Maze is going to take a bit of an advantage early on. Ramen Bowl, again, looking like he's going to start off at a disadvantage in this game. Now, Gogi Eater, he's been doing some really impressive stuff so far. He started off with his red buff. He's going to find OHD Kenny. Has got a lot of damage as they're just trading. Flash is actually used by OHD Kenny, but the early invade from Gogi Eater is going to help him secure this blue, as OHD Kenny is forced to just chunk down those health pots as much as he can. A couple of pings going down. Let's see if this is going to happen. Bad Maze Junker trading 1 for 1. He's going to pick up first blood in that top lane, but a 1 for 1 trade means Ramen Bowl's not that far behind. Now, Kenny is able to smite away that blue, but he just might die because of it as Locked is coming around from behind. Let's see if Gogi can find this. They do have a turret that they can retreat to, but it will mean that Locked is going to have to soak the Sonic Wave. If Kenny gets caught in that, that will almost certainly be his death, but it looks like he's going to escape with his life for now. Gogi Eater continuing to go for the invade. He's now moving down to the Wolf Camp. He is very, very far forward. If he gets caught out, he is going to die, but instead he's smart enough to know that he's overstayed his welcome and just walks away. Instead, he's just pulling everyone's attention to him. Now, he's taken a lot, forced to flash away as Ramen Bowl has followed up for a little bit of a stun, but Locked has burned all of his mana to deal with that. Avocado Allen, he didn't deal with Gogi Eater. He knew that Gogi Eater had the Sonic Wave, had the Iron Will to get that mobility to jump around should he ever get caught. So even if a situation ever was not good enough for Gogi Eater, he would have been fine. Now, we're starting to see that little early advantage that's affording over to Valencia High School. Whoa, OHD Kenny looking for an invade. He's going to find a level 2 Gogi Eater and is going to bring him down, stealing the blue buff as well. A good counter invade from OHD Kenny, but in the mid lane, Avocado Allen, he's up in CS, he's up in mana, and he's up in summoner spells. In the top lane, Bad Maze Junker, again, up in CS, up in experience, which allowed him to bully Ramen Bowl away when he showed up in that mid lane. And now that we finally saw Gogi Eater get picked up, that means that it's now 2 kills in favor of Palo Alto High School. But Valencia, they lead. They've got more CS, they've got more level advantage. The only thing that's even between these two teams is going to be the bottom lane. Lazar and Covey versus Jingleberry John and C9 Rainey. Now, Ramen Bowl, he's still only level 2. We can see him throwing his entire 1-2-3 combo on the Bad Maze Junker, but that level advantage is so strong. And now that Bad Maze Junker is up in CS, he's up in levels, he can chase Ramen Bull away from the CS and deny him further experience. Zoning out your lane opponent means you've effectively won your lane. So it looks like we're seeing this happen once again. This time because Ramen Bull had to deal with Gogi Eater. Last time because Ramen Bull got ganked by Gogi Eater. So very impressive jungle presence from Gogi Eater. It's level 5 now to level 2. That is really, really unfortunate for Ramen Bull. I really hope he doesn't recall because he has to get some CS to trade with Bad Maze Junker. His Ignite is almost off of cooldown as well, so he should be able to deal with the dive because the turret is very powerful. Should be able to bring Bad Maze Junker down, who does have his flash. He's getting closer to level 6, but he needs to get some support from Ramen Bull, from OHD Kenny. If Kenny can make it there in time to counter gank properly, then that's going to be really, really good. He's on that side of the jungle, and we'll have to watch how this plays out as Bad Maze. He's got a pretty big wave. He's lost his Canyon minion, but looks like he's going to escape now. Oh man, Ramen Bull is really playing it close to the chest right now. And he does get level 4, so he's catching up a bit. Now trading on the Bad Maze, the double longsword, double Dorans versus double Dorans. Here's Gogi looking for the counter gank. Turns around, Ignite dropped onto Ramen Bull. It's not going to be dropped quite yet by Ramen Bull onto Bad Maze as Kenny is just running defense. He could very well die for his effort. Sonic Wave going out. Mega Inferno Bomb being tossed across the map is going to miss. And another kill is picked up by Valencia High School. They're now up 1,000 gold. Remember earlier when I said it was the early game that decided the game? It could very well mean that Valencia High School, after taking an advantage in the early game, could very well win this series. Dominus is used by Bad Maze, who gets that very fast level 6. Avocado joins up with him, flashes the wall, manages to get the last auto attack, and picks up yet another kill. That's 2,000 gold in favor of Valencia High School. Now, Palo Alto, they're not that far behind. They just have to worry about Ramen Bull on Riven. Riven has exceptional AD scaling. She really only needs 1 or 2 items to keep up with the damage from her opponents. That's going to be a Brutalizer, a Vampiric Scepter, or a Hex Drinker. One of those tier 0.5, a half a tier item to really give her the damage she needs to trade effectively, because she relies on her Blade of the Exile for additional attack damage. Just building a raw Bloodthirster or a Blade of the Ruined King or even a Ravenous Hydra, it's nice because it really lets you just obliterate your targets, but it makes her so very squishy. By building the Brutalizer into a Black Cleaver, that provides health. By building the Hex Drinker into a Malmortius, that provides a magic shield. By building the, I totally forget the last one, Phage, I think it was, that gives additional health into a Triforce. So Riven, she doesn't want to assassinate targets this time around. She wants to deal with Bad Maze Junker, who's again dominating in that top lane, going for the exact same build with a Brutalizer. He's 1-1-3 at 50 CS, 30 CS ahead of Ramen Bull, only 8.5 minutes into the game. Ramen Bull, he can't even clear the jungle right now, which is how weak he is. That white is so strong, it's actually going to be renamed in the upcoming Summoner's Rift update to a Glomp or a Glurp or something. Glorb, I don't know. Sounds like a Star Trek villain. But that white already bullying Riven away. Very powerful stuff. Now locked, trading with Avocado Allen. In that mid lane, we've got a Chalice against a Chalice and a Fiendish Codex. And now Gogi is going to find the Sonic Wave, gets the Insect Kick, actually kicks him to the side, drops a flash, and Avocado Allen picks up that kill yet again. 5 kills to 2, Valencia High School lead. 3,000 gold over their opponents, looking to increase that advantage even more as the early BF Sword is just wreaking havoc on that bot lane turret, and the Brutalizer is going to town on the top lane turret from Bad Maze. Some really, really powerful stuff. Now, OHD Kenny in game number 1, he did an excellent job on Wukong. Now, Gogi Eater looking for yet another roam onto Ramen Bull. He's going to find it. Gogi Eater picks up yet another kill with his top laner. Dark Binding finds Jingleberry, who gets too far forward, and Covey immediately jumps onto the support. Jingleberry takes a few hits, but flashes the wall. Soul Shackles goes down. Let's see if Kenny can find the jump over the wall. He gets it! Flash, Nimbus Strike allows him to secure a kill. Cyclone dropped on the Rainy. Doesn't have enough damage without that completed Spirit of the Yellow Lizard. Red buff ticking down. He's going to get a double kill, but could very well die for his efforts as the minions are just continuing to attack him. And he makes it out of there with his life. On his own side, no, on the enemy side of the map, let's see if the Mega Inferno Bomb is off of cooldown. It is actually used. So that means that he's going to get away as well. Palo Alto picking up a quick 2 kills there onto OHD Kenny. He is the person who, if anyone, could use them. Locked. He can make use of them with his assassination potential on that Syndra. The whole Power Unleashed combo is definitely capable of removing a target from the map. But right now, I think it's nice that OHD Kenny has those kills. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage with his Cyclone. He's going to be able to get some powerful roams and ganks off to help his lanes more effectively. And that's what he needs to be doing. He's spending too much time in the jungle right now, and it's really starting to hurt him. His mid lane is down 16 CS. His top lane is down 52 CS over Bad Maze Junker. Not to mention 2 levels and only a Vampiric Scepter to the Brutalizer and double Dorans. That's a really, really dangerous combo. It's 1,600 gold in Renekton's pocket that Riven cannot even contemplate countering. And because of this, that's going to be the first dragon of the game being taken by Valencia High School. They lead now by about 3,000 health, 3,300 gold. And the map control afforded to them by that incredibly mobile Lee Sin is allowing them to continue pressuring that advantage. He's ganked top, he's ganked mid, he hasn't ganked bottom yet, but seeing as he's on that side of the map, it would not be entirely out of the ordinary to see him go for something like that. Doesn't even have a machete or even the Spirit Stone just yet. Still rocking that early Hunter's Machete. Oh, that's it, the Hunter's Machete. I guess that's the Madrid's Razor. Doesn't have the Madrid's Razor, but he doesn't need it. With the double longsword and the Doran's Blade, he gets health back from that Doran's Blade. Flash burned by blocked to dodge that Mega Inferno Bomb coming out from Ziggs in the mid lane. It's about 12 minutes in. We've got a very powerful lead from Valencia High School. They're continuing to look for picks across the map. Avocado Island relying on that blue buff to bully Syndra away. He's up 16 CS, 3 kills to the 0 and 2 of Locked on that Syndra. So very, very nice stuff. It's going to bring him up 1,500 gold over his lane opponent. Still a nearly 2,300 gold for Renekton in that top lane as he did get that top turret, giving them the first top turret of the game. Now we do have Gogi Eater clearing out a ward. He was spotted going around and is going to find OHD Kenny, collapse from Ziggs, locking down onto him as well. Bad Maze Junker looking to try to assassinate Locked. He's got a lot of health. Cyclone is dropped. It's going to knock up the both of them. Ramen Bowl looking for the Wind Slash to try to get the execution. Gets kicked away by Lee Sin, who gets caught in the Dark Binding. Meanwhile, Jingaberry tosses out attack after attack. It's a 1-for-1 trade as OHD Kenny goes down in order to bring down Gogi, and Covey gets the shutdown gold on that Ziggs as well. That is the carry that needs the kill. OHD Kenny, yes, it's good that you get some gold, but once you've completed your core items, you need to feed your carries, and that is what happened now as Palo Alto showing some signs of life. They're not out of this game just yet. 13.5 minutes in, they're only down 3,500 gold, which is different from the 4. Bad Maze Junker continues to draw their ire in that top lane as he's going for the exact same build once again, not even going for Merc Treads, building Ninja Tabby and a Chain Vest. He doesn't care about the power unleashed from Syndra. His sole purpose is to distract the enemy team. Now, here's OHD Kenny looking for a bit more action. He did drop that stealth a bit too far forward. Now, Gogi Eater using that mobility to catch up to Lazar, manages to get the Sonic Wave, going to get out. Quick Dissonance, all he needs is a single attack, and Rainy able to pick up the kill. Jingaberry John still hasn't recalled after his first blue pill, rocking only the BF sword, doesn't have any regeneration, so he walks away. Locked, trying to bring down Avocado Island, is going to be unsuccessful. And we are back to a relatively standard laning phase. Oh, I totally muted my mic to drink some water, and then I started talking and didn't realize that it was still muted because I am a very clever gentleman. And now 14.5 minutes in, 9 kills to 6. Valencia High School lead by 3,800 gold. Gogi Eater, an absolute powerhouse on that Lee Sin, abusing those boots of mobility and the pure mobility of Lee Sin to get around the map so quickly. Now Locked is finally able to bring down Avocado Allen, securing some gold for himself, as it is Athene's Unholy Grail to only the Chalice and Amplifying Tome of that locked, but still allowing him to pick up the kill just by harassing Ziggs away. That's just a skill matchup there. AoE clear from both of the carries, short cooldowns from both of the carries, AoE nukes as well. Should be fairly standard stuff. Now Rainy gets caught out by Kenny and Lazar. He's taking a lot of damage from that Dark Binding and the Tormented Soil, and Kenny uses his Elder Lizard to secure another kill, but Bad Maze continuing to split push in the top lane. He is just going to town up there, taking a page out of Ramen Bull's Shyvana book. Drags him away. Now the Power Unleashed still on cooldown for Locked, so he cannot nuke that target down. Gogi waiting around the wings to look for an assassination. Kenny is going to find Avocado Allen. Has got Cyclone as well. He's going to drop it, looking for the kill here. Satchel Charge, distancing the two of them, says no kill for you, and Avocado Allen walks away with his life Ignite on cooldown, but OHD Kenny immediately turns it back around with a quick flash and picks up kill. Gogi Eater looking for some follow-up. He gets a dissonance, gets vision of Kenny, but cannot go in on that Syndra and decides to walk away instead. So Palo Alto making some good contentions here as Kenny is looking for some kills. This time around, Bad Maze Junker in game number 2, when he was fed on Renekton, a little bit of action in the bottom lane. Soul Shackles is used, Kofi caught in the exhaust. It's going to stun Rainy, but Jingleberry has a stacked Bloodthirster, so he's able to dissuade that. Ace in the Hole is knocked out, but Lazar just going to soak that to the face. Rainy looking for a bit of tether, going to take some hits from Kofi. He goes down, Jingleberry brings him low. Culling is dropped with nowhere to go. Jingleberry flashes to the side. He gets the kill with the auto attack. Lazar just needs the Dark Binding. It's dodged by Jingleberry. Auto attacks are going to be coming out. Mega Inferno Bomb is going to whiff as that was baiting Lazar into position, but he's smart enough not to fall for it. Locked. He's got his flash. He's going to get the flash and picks up the kill onto Jingleberry. Palo Alto, 2 kills for 1, able to turn that around rather effectively. They're now down only 2,200 gold. Far cry from the 4,000 earlier, and looks like they're still in this. Very impressive play. Now, Bad Maze Junker, he's got his Sunfire Cape, dropping Dominus as well. Going for the 1-2-3. If he takes the Power Unleashed, he might not be able to survive it, as it's a lot of damage from Locked. He's way too deep without a paddle. He is going to go down, as Kobe is able to pick up the kill with the Power Unleashed assist from Locked. And Bad Maze Junker, he's split pushing all the way to the inhibitor turret this time. After seeing how successful he was at keeping Ramen Bowl occupied in game number 1, in game number 2, he's going for a much harder route this time by forcing that ribbon back. That is a dangerous game to play. He's very fed with the Sunfire Cape Brutalizer and Ninja Tabi. He can soak a lot. He needs to join up with his team, however. By continuing to split push, he's essentially saying his team can go 4 versus 4. And that's a dangerous position. Now that he's dead, this is going to be the first dragon going over to Palo Alto. This is the second dragon of the game. Cyclone dropped, not yet by OHD Kenny. He's looking for the knockup, finds it onto Rainy without any follow-up from his team. He goes down, quick 2 kills for Valencia. Make up for that dragon while a minion takes another turret. That's going to be the 3rd turret of the game. 2 in the top, 1 in the mid, none in the bottom. Putting Valencia ahead. And it's now 18.5 minutes into the game. And they're all streamlining towards the top of the map. Are they going to try to take the Baron? This is a very, very, very interesting play. 18.5 minutes in, they have got the tank in the front line from Bad Maze Junker. Bloodthirster finished, Athene's Unholy Grail finished as well. They've got a lot of damage, but with Riven waiting over the wall, all she needs is one good wind slash for the execution. Baron acting as a 4th member for Palo Alto High School. OHG Kenny has got his smite, but he's nowhere to be seen. Gogi is going to go down to the Baron. Bad Maze Junker drops Dominus to survive, but Power Unleashed says no. He goes down. Kobe running distraction. Quick 2 for 1. Has Palo Alto make the best of a bad situation. They deny the Baron, and they pick up 2 kills, losing only their mid laner. Very, very good stuff. Looks like Valencia not making the best total map plays. They keep sending Bad Maze Junker in the top lane to split push. Yes, he's powerful. Yes, he can duel. Yes, he can shove all the way to the inhibitor. But think of what he could do in a solid 5-man team fight. You've got Ziggs. You've got Caitlyn for poke. Once the enemy team has been poked to death, send Renekton in with the Flash, Slice and Dice Dominus on top of the Sunfire Cape, and you will have a free kill under your belt. But that's not going to be the case this time. Valencia, they're continuing to extend this laning phase, and that's working in Palo Alto's favor. Lucian, Kovi 21, He's able to keep up in CS. At 3-1-4, he has a higher KDA than Jingleberry John. He's actually going to be ahead in gold, despite the global objectives of Jingleberry John. He's even in CS, but because of that KDA, he's ahead in gold. In the mid lane, Syndra. Yes, she is dying to Avocado Allen after extended engages, but she has got the burst to bully him down with the completed Athene's Unholy Grail and a soon-to-be-finished Deathfire Grasp. She's going to be able to remove targets from the map with the 1-2 Power Unleashed combo. Dark Sphere, Power Unleashed, you know, the whole damage thing. Again, Bad Maze Junker split pushing in the top lane. He's added a Warden's Mail to his build for additional armor. He's building nice and tanky, which is good, but when there's no one to tank for, it kind of defeats the point. Here comes C9 Rainy to try to follow up, but with the carry split, this isn't a fight that Valencia want. They're going to start sieging up in the mid lane. I think this is a much better idea. They've got a powerful siege composition with Ziggs and Caitlyn. There's a bit of AoE clear from that Syndra and from Kobe21's Lucian, but might not be enough as they do have relatively high mana costs. Instead, they're going to roam towards the bottom. I have no idea what these guys are thinking. They have pulled all 5 members of Palo Alto together. They're going to be content to let them sit back. There's no dragon to contest. The only objective they have in that bottom lane is going to be a turret, which they're going to secure for just about free. And it's interesting stuff to see how they're playing this out. They're still up 2,000 gold. Now it's going to be 2,500 gold from that turret, 2,700, I suppose. But Palo Alto are making the proper reactions to the plays from Valencia High School. They saw the rotation and immediately all 5 of them grouped in the mid to defend the turret. They see the play against Baron, and instead of trying to steal the Baron, they just contest it. Now we do have Ramen Bowl going down with Locked to pick up a free kill onto Avocado Allen, who's too far forward. Remember, he played Yasuo in game number 1 to great effect, and in game number 2 played a very powerful Orianna. Kenny looking for more plays, not tanky enough to go for the dive. Gogi manages to land the Sonic Wave. He's going to be able to walk away with his life because of the support from his team, and this is the sort of stuff that Palo Alto have over Valencia High School. Whenever they make these extended dives, these powerful pushes to try to catch people out of position, and then they end up too far forward, the rest of Palo Alto collapse to join up with them on the dive. OHD Kenny, whenever he's too far forward, he gets follow-up to help him escape. Whenever he gets dives a turret, he has follow-up in order to make it out alive. Mega Inferno Bomb being tossed out. Kenny is going to escape. Looks like Flash from Luck means he's going to get out of there too. Jingleberry gets a quick speed-up boost from Rainy, but is not going to be able to catch up with them. Stun, locking Gogi Eater down long enough to allow the rest of Palo Alto to escape. Valencia, whenever they look for the dives, they look securely for the kills. Bad Maze Junker, he goes deep. Sometimes he gets the kills, sometimes he doesn't. But without the support of his team, that leaves the rest of his team just hanging on a limb. Gogi is in the same position. He tries to find the insect kicks, but just has a bit of difficulty landing them without the rest of his team. Power Unleashed is dropped, and Gogi's going to walk away because of the Sightstone Giant's Belt. He's got enough health to soak that. But man, he is absolutely very strong right now with that Boots of Mobility. He is building towards that mid and late game. Now Ramen Bowl, again, left to deal with Bad Maze Junkie in the bottom lane, trying to bully him away, but just cannot keep up with the armor on that Renekton. So now 24 minutes in, Valencia High School lead by about 4,000 gold, 3,000 gold, 2,500 gold. Wow, that number is just continuing to get smaller. That's exactly the sort of mentality that Palo Alto are relying on. Valencia lead for now, but Palo Alto are hot on their heels. 24 minutes in, they're catching up in gold, they're catching up in objectives, they're ahead in kills. Now that the dragon has respawned, this is a really big opportunity for them. If they can take this dragon cleanly and escape with their lives, they are going to be all caught up with Valencia High School. And they have certainly got the team composition to do it. CC on Ramen Bolt plus dueling capacity. Lazar rocking enough of support utility to get a good lockdown. Now, Bad Maze Junkie dropping the Dominus. He's going to be caught out with the rest of his team. The rest of Valencia joining in. Kenny goes forward to drop down the cycle, and Ramen Ball goes deep. Manages a lot of AoE stun, gets caught in the Mega Inferno Bomb. Now, Rainy is at low health. He's going to have to be careful. Gets locked down by OG Kenny. Ace in the hole, secures it. A quick zone use Hourglass locks down Avocado Colin and Bad Maze Junker, who finally falls, but Lazar falls because of it. Meanwhile, a double kill secured by Jingleberry. Kobe duking a few hits here, drops the calling out. Can he find a kill? He flashes forward, gets one, looking for two. He gets it, an ace in favor of Palo Alto High School, who have been behind this entire 25-minute game. They trade 4 for 5. Kobe is not going to be able to take the dragon, but he will certainly be able to get some damage onto a turret for free right there, and that is because of Palo Alto's teamwork. They collapsed onto Bad Maze Junker, and in the 5 seconds it took for Valencia to join up with him, they were able to bring him low enough to run distraction. Ramen Bowl got into the enemy team with a huge stun. OHD Kenny similarly got a fantastic cyclone, locking down Jingleberry and Avocado Allen long enough to allow Kobe to bully down that Renekton. And once Bad Maze Junker went down, the entire tide of the fight shifted. Jingleberry, John, and Avocado Allen did what they could, kiting it away, but the flash calling gave Kobe that double kill and secured for them not only an ace for 4 kills, but also a tier 2 turret. Now, it looks like we're going to see yet another fight at this dragon. This is a very interesting play from Valencia. They lost the first engage at the dragon, so immediately they flee back to the pit to try to make it happen once again. Kenny doesn't have his cyclone. Can he get the kill? Doesn't look like he can, but Avocado Allen with that satchel charge on cooldown, pretty vulnerable. Bad Maze Junker locked down long enough. Megan Fertibomb only going to catch Locked, who's isolated from his team. Ramen Bowl is trying to get some assassination. He finds Jingleberry John. Bad Maze Junker gets exhausted. Ramen Bowl has got sufficient damage now with that Tiamat. Ravenous Hydra is not going to provide enough. Again, Kobe running cleanup crew. Zonius is dropped by Avocado Allen, but he has got nowhere to go. He gets locked down. Gogi and C9 Rainy plus Bad Maze are forced to back away. And that's the downside of building a purely tanky Renekton. Yes, you get in the front line, you soak damage, you survive for very, very long times. But once your carries are dead, you are effectively useless. You do AoE damage with the Dominus and the Sunfire Cape, but the regeneration from Lucian can bring it back. The knock wave from Syndra can knock you away. The lockdown from Wukong can keep you occupied long enough to allow your carries to whittle your health down to a little tiny nothing. And just like that, Palo Alto are in the lead. In the span of 3 minutes, they go from being down 2,000 gold to being ahead 1,000 gold over Valencia High School. It's 27.5 minutes in, and my earlier prediction about the early game defining the pace of the match turns out to be entirely false. Valencia High School took a very solid advantage, but they're slowly slipping up, losing objective after objective, losing fight after fight. They just cannot find the backliners for Palo Alto. Locked stays alive. He was completely isolated from the rest of his team over the banana bush, over the wall by the dragon pit, and was still able to get out with his life. Ramen Bowl with the Ravenous Hydra Last Whisper, he can bully down Bad Maze Junker despite being down 70 CS, despite being down a grand total of, 1,600 gold to Bad Maze Junker. He's still able to trade effectively with him. That's a really scary prospect. When you absolutely dominate your lane opponent, you end up 70 farm ahead, and they get to the point where they can trade with you. Now Palo Alto are able to control their jungle. They're able to control their side of the map. And with this control, they are going to feel safe for the first time in 2 games. Well, I suppose a game and a half. They didn't feel safe since the beginning of game number 2, and this is the first time they've felt safe since then. And they are going to be able to start putting some pressure onto Valencia High School in a calm and controlled manner. Kenny, he's looking for the stealth cyclone in order to try to knock some members up, but without the support of the rest of his team, he's going to have to be careful here, as he's going pretty far forward to look for it. He's got the Trinity Force finished on top of the Elder Lizard, so he does do some decent damage. That's alliteration right there. But he's not very tanky. All he has in order to survive is going to be that Giant's Belt, which provides health in addition to the Ruby Crystal, but without any pure resistances, he's going to have to be careful. Jingleberry John does a lot with that finished and fully stacked Bloodthirster. Avocado Allen, Zone use Hourglass and Athene's Unholy Grail. That's going to further shred people down. Now Kenny is not going to get the stealth jump over the wall, as there is decent enough ward coverage from Valencia to spot him trying to go for the stealth engage. And You know, it's really impressive play from Palo Alto High School to see how far they were down in game number 2, how convincingly they lost, and then go into game number 3 in the exact same manner and say, you know what? Though all of the signs and symptoms may be identical to game number 2, this is a completely different matchup, and they're playing it out completely differently. They're taking objectives, they're contesting the pressure from Valencia High School, and they're able to turn around the deficit that they had. Ramen Bull, he's trading with Bad Maze Junker now, going for the good old 1-2-3, and we can see Junker, his core build is completely delayed. He doesn't have the Ravenous Hydra. He's rocking a Giant's Belt now instead of going for that Thorn Mail in order to deal with Ramen Bull. This is just really, really interesting stuff. Now Ramen Bull is being collapsed upon. Looks like he's going to escape with his life. Lazar, if he finds the Dark Binding, should be able to land just a bit of harass, but instead just procs his Frost Queen's claim to get that additional gold instead. 31 minutes in. Palo Alto High School lead by about 1,000 gold, soon to be more if Avocado Allen gets caught out here as Kobe. He's actually taking a lot of damage as Avocado Allen is able to get the full proc of his minefields. He's juking around the corner, but here's OHD Kenny with the follow. Flash burn from Avocado Allen. Heal dropped as well to give him some more mobility to escape with his life, and he gets out. Palo Alto High School, again, they lead by 1,000 gold. Valencia only down by 1,000. They're ahead in CS in the top lane, ahead in CS in the mid lane, down in CS in the bottom lane, but that's more than made up for by their global objectives. That's 2 turrets and 2 dragons. Actually, I think that's 1 dragon, as Palo Alto took the 2nd dragon of the game. And these guys are playing a very patient game. They're playing it very passively. They know that the other team is capable of turning this around if they just get the right engage. Jingleberry John and Avocado Allen need to have Bad Maze Junker and Gogi protecting them. They do enormous amounts of damage, but without any survivability items, they go down very, very quickly. And without Bad Maze Junker to tank for them, they are going to continue to go down. We saw that in both of the fights at the Dragon Pit. Now, Gogi Eater, he's getting caught out here. He's going to be able to Iron Will away. But going into this engage with low health is dangerous. Allen and Rainy get completely caught out here. A knockup is going to find Gogi. Mega Inferno Bomb combust, isolating Bad Maze Junker. Unfortunately, Ramen Bull goes down. Zonia's plus Soul Shackles is going to lock down Junker and Rainy. Lazar looks like he could go down. And Valencia, this is the engage that they wanted. Jingleberry going for a chase. He's going to lock down the damage onto Kobe. Oh, Ishikeni tanks it for his teammate. Looks like Gogi has to decide, who do I go for, Lucian or Wukong? I'm going for Lucian, and I'm going to get the kill while I'm at it, just burning him down. Gets that shutdown gold for himself. And that is the fight that Valencia wanted. Bad Maze Junker got into the front line, distracted 4 members of Palo Alto High School, and Jingleberry John and Avocado Allen were able to burn through Ramen Bull so quickly. Ramen Bull doesness have that innate tankiness of Renekton, not to mention with only the components to a Randuin's compared to the Randuin's Warmog Sunfire, he went down so very quickly. And on the other hand, it was then a 4 versus 4, and without a tanky frontliner for Palo Alto High School, they fell rather quickly as Jingleberry John and Avocado Allen, despite getting caught in that Cyclone knockup, had bullied Kenny away to a sufficient degree to be able to secure a decent advantage. Now, it's about even in kills, 23-22, but this time, Valencia lead. They're up 2,000 gold because of that turret that they took, in addition to the ace, well, nearly ace, 4 kills. But they also got the inhibitor. Now, this is a desperate play from Palo Alto. This is really, really dangerous. They can do a lot of damage to this Baron really quickly, but here comes the collapse. As Bad Maze Junker, he's going in. Kenny and Ramen Bull are going 1 versus 1 on the Baron. It's at low health. Gogi can actually try to finish it off from here right now, but it looks like he's going to go for the kills instead. Ramen Bull going to get locked down by Gogi. It looks like Ramen Bull is going to escape with his life. Soul Shackles is dropped. He dodges the Sonic Wave. It's going to get the lockdown on the Bad Maze Junker, who's continuing to be kited to a sufficient degree. He finally goes down, and it looks like Ramen Bull doesn't get the leap over the wall. He's forced to walk through the Dominus, and he goes down. It's a 1-for-2 trade in favor of Palo Alto High School, and they are dissuaded from the Baron. Now, Rainy gets caught out by Kobe and Kenny. Dark Binding misses Jingleberry, but doesn't need to miss. The culling goes out. A lot of attacks. Holy wow. That was a lot of bullets being dropped by Kobe. That's going to allow him to pick up that kill. And instead of the Baron, that's 4 kills and a tier 2 turret. Now, Super Minions are pushing onto the Nexus. They're going to have to react fast. They've got 10 seconds. before Avocado Allen is back onto the map. Kenny going for the recall. Let's see if they will be able to take this inhibitor down. They've got Gogi, soon to have Avocado Allen with that Mega Inferno Bomb for the wave clear, but Kobe has got sufficient damage, and it is going to be the inhibitor turret falling. Now the minions are pushing now onto the inhibitor, but looks like we get the dissuasion, and they are going to walk away with their lives. In the meanwhile, a Nexus turret has fallen. That's the power of taking an early inhibitor from Valencia High School. They completely dominate that mid lane, and now Lazar, he's actually forced to walk through the minions here. He could very well die to the minions because he is very squishy, and with that Zhonya's Hourglass on cooldown, he could go down. Avocado Allen getting obliterated here. The culling is dropped. He gets a quick heal from C9 Rainy that allows him to survive, but the death push forcing Allen away, putting that Zhonya's on cooldown once again means that there's not going to be any Baron attempt from Valencia High School, so a good counterplay by both Kobe and Locked. They do enormous damage, just not quite fast enough. The reflexes of Avocado Allen keep him alive for the time being. 36 minutes in, even in gold. 300 gold in favor of Palo Alto High School, and 36 minutes in, that is nothing. Absolutely nothing compared to the global gold of these teams. And while it is 4 kills in favor of Palo Alto High School, that's going to be made up by the 2 turrets picked up by Valencia, keeping it even. Now, Dragon has respawned, and Baron is also a viable option, so we'll have to see how these teams decide to respond to it. Kenny looking for this Flash Cyclone to try to lock someone down. Bad Maze Junkie with a solid split push on the side. He doesn't have teleport, so he's going to have to be careful here, but instead he's just building up a few waves and is going to recall instead. Now it's reaching a bit of a lull once again. These guys, both of these teams are playing incredibly patiently. They're taking advantages when they know they can take advantages. We're seeing OHD Kenny look for snipes and picks, and whenever he's not finding them, he's content to just sit back and walk away. When he does find them, however, we immediately see the rest of Palo Alto beeline to join up with the rest of him. So we do actually have the inhibitor respawning. No more super minions coming out for Valencia High School. Kenny looking for the Cyclone over the wall. He's got Flash, but is spotted out by a ward. He was expecting one in that bush, but instead immediately spot one's going down. He's going to find Avocado Allen. Cyclone is dropped. Zhonya's is off of cooldown. He gets a big knockup, but Ramen Bowl is too far forward from the rest of his team. Bad Maze Junker soaking quite a bit. A big Mega Inferno Bomb finds Kobe, who's attacking the tank. That's the wrong person to be attacking. Looks like Ramen Bowl escapes with his life locked. Looking for the assassination, isn't going to find it. He ends up attacking the minions while walking away. Goes down. Bad Maze Junker, who's at full health right now, is going to jump onto Lazar McHale's. Gives him a bit of health as well. He's going to walk away. Kobe being chased out by Gogi. He's going to look for the insect kick. Is not going to find it. Ramen Bowl continuing to retreat. Palo Alto running for their lives. Bad Maze, he's in the front line. Soaks a bit of the culling, but it's not going to be enough. Lazar falls down. Kenny manages to get the assassination onto that very powerful Avocado Allen. He is going to cost him that AP carry. 3 quick kills for Valencia High School. And again, that naked inhibitor. Now Kobe and Ramen are going to do their best to defend it, but they've got to do it against Jingleberry and Gogi and Bad Maze. Going to be really tough. A lot of bursts coming out from Lucian brings Jingleberry low, but Gogi Eater is tanky enough with that Randuin's Omen. Now Ramen Bowl with the home guard is going to show up in time, dissuades the rest of that engage. This isn't a fight that they want, and Valencia High School are going to back away. Now, with 3 members of Palo Alto High School dead, I'd like to see them try to take a quick dragon, perhaps, possibly clear out their jungle a bit more, continue to try to take an advantage, but instead, they're recalling. They're playing it safely. They're playing it passively. And that is what is keeping Palo Alto in this game. Valencia, they're smart, but they're not ruthless. They're taking advantage after advantage that they know they can take, and they're not risking anything that they can't. And because they're not risking any crazy objectives that would put them ahead, like a stealth dragon, like some more objectives coming out of the jungle for Palo Alto, they're not able to close this game out. They've got a naked inhibitor, only one single, oh, actually that's no Nexus turrets still standing from Valencia High School. If they so decided, they could siege down the mid lane, force a fight with Palo Alto High School, and if they can dodge OHD Kenny's immense knockup, if they can kite Ramen Bowl out long enough, they could definitely take the win. Bad Maze Junker is enormous. Randuin's Omen, Warmogs, Spectre's Cowl, and Sunfire Cape. The only damage that he has is that Brutalizer, which I fully expect him to sell in order to turn into a Ravenous Hydra later on. So really, really impressive building out of Bad Maze Junker. 40 minutes in, currently seeing a 1,000 gold lead for Valencia High School, but we're so late into the game that a single team fight could turn it. Now, Rambo, he's shown himself split pushing in that bottom lane, and while there are regular minions pushing in the top lane, it's going to be taken care of by the Mega Inferno Bomb from Avocado Island. He gets caught in the stun. OHD Kenny doesn't have flash, so he can't follow up with the Cyclone. And Avocado Island escapes with his life for the time being. But meanwhile, Ramen Bull has joined up with the rest of his team. He's now capable of getting into the front line. With a Randuin's Omen, Ravenous Hydra, and Last Whisper, he is going for the more bruiser route. He can more effectively trade with his opponents. Certainly will be difficult, however, seeing how tanky Bad Maze Junker J is this time around. All it's going to take is one single pick. Locked, Covey, Avocado, and Jingleberry. Those are the 4 carries. If any of them get locked down by Bad Maze Junker, if any of them get caught by Gogi, if Lazar can land the Dark Binding, if Kenny can get the Cyclone, then it is going to be all about the team fight. We do see a little bit of the Baron dance going on. Mega Inferno Bomb almost off of cooldown for Valencia High School. And these guys are just continuing to dance around in the mid lane. Deathfire Grasp off of cooldown available for Locked as well. He doesn't have a Rabadon's Death Cap, but he doesn't really need one. With the Athene's Unholy Grail and the Zonia's Hourglass relying purely on Syndra's raw ability power scaling to nuke her opponents down rather than by building ability power to take care of that. That's a bit of a gamble if he finds the wrong target. If he drops it onto Gogi or onto Bad Maze, then they're going to be able to soak that damage because they have that innate tankiness. But if he can find Avocado Allen or Jingleberry John, he should be able to bring them low. Now Bad Maze Junker leading the way for his team. Talisman of the Ascension is available for Rainy if they want to look for the pick, but they're all grouped up right now. Ace in the Hole is dropped, and Locked is going to take that. The Mimic is not going to find it. Kenny gets caught in the Sonic Wave, and this is the sort of engage that I was talking about. Valencia, if they just make a beeline for the inhibitor, they can really effectively take this. Here comes the knockdown. This is a big fight going down. Cyclone finding Jingleberry. Avocado still alive for now. Mega Inferno Bomb locking Ramen Bull low. Exhaust brings him low as well. A big Soul Shackle is going to turn the fight in favor of Palo Alto, but Lazar isolated, gets dropped as well. Bad Maze Junker continuing to run distraction in the front line. Culling is going to go wide. It misses Kenny, looking for something, anything, but it is not going to be enough as Locked manages to find the assassination onto Jingleberry, but he goes down because of it. And the inhibitor falls, and the only person who died for Valencia High School was Jingleberry John. They were able to pick up 3 kills and an inhibitor. And with this, they are once again have complete control of the map. Jingleberry John, yeah, he's going to be dead for about 40 seconds, but with 4 members of your team alive, including your hyper carry Ziggs and your frontline tank Renekton, you don't really have that much to worry about. So immediately we see Bad Maze Junker going wide for the split push, looking to further reclaim map control, knowing that there's nothing that Palo Alto can do to deny that. And again, it's dead even, 43.5 minutes into the game, 2,000 gold in favor of Valencia High School, but Palo Alto are hot on their heels. It's dead even in kills, 2 turrets in favor of Valencia, but those 2 turrets are going to be the Nexus turrets, which ended up getting sniped earlier. Now we do have Bad Maze continuing to split push. All 5 members of Palo Alto are alive, so if they collapse onto him, this could be pretty dangerous. The Trinity Force Randuins is a dangerous combination on that Wukong. He's continuing to kite him out, lock him down as much as he can. We'll have to see if Lazar can make it in time to follow up with the Dark Binding, but nobody is there to follow up, and that's going to be Bad Maze walking away with his life, and the Randuins on cooldown for Wukong. With this next Baron Dance, this could mean that Valencia have a powerful advantage. We'll very well have to see, as this is going to be the next 5 versus 5, dead even. And we have the Baron dance going on now. Jingleberry is engaging the Baron. He is full build with the Quicksilver Sash going into a Mercurial Scimitar for survivability. They're going to be able to bring it down. Kenny looking for the Flash Smite, perhaps the Flash Cyclone if he can get deep enough into the pit. Taking a bit of poke as the Baron is getting lower and lower. He's not going to contest it and walks away as Gogi smites that, secures that, no problem. And a bit of a stun denying any sort of further chase. Frost Queen's Claim getting dropped as well. And Valencia High School, they're strong enough right now to make a line for the Nexus. I think that might be what they're going to do. They're just running straight down the middle of the map. Kenny looking for the Cyclone. He finds it. It's huge, finding 4 members, but he doesn't have enough damage. He's get isolated from the rest of his team, kiting them away. Quick Soul Shackles go down. Mega Inferno Bomb is able to pick up 1 kill. A quick double kill secured from the Bouncing Bomb as well. Onto Ramen Bowl as Lazar runs away. Tries to beat B from the rest of this onslaught coming out from Valencia High School. Kobe takes a quick dunked Bouncing Bomb, but with a naked Nexus and Jingleberry John attacking it. That's going to be Valencia High School taking game number 2. 45.5 minutes in, only 5,000 gold ahead of their opponents. Really, really fantastic play. Very, very even stuff. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. That was absolutely fantastic stuff. Valencia High School, again, take the win 2-1 in the ace match over Palo Alto High School. A quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you guys. Thanks Twitch, MSI, Newegg. You guys are really, really fantastic for setting this up for us. We're going to go ahead and switch over to StarCraft 2. And we'll get some of those high school matches prepared as well. But for now, this has been the rest of today's League of Legends matches. My name is Dom Caster Sata Romer. You can find me on Twitter at Caster Sata. That's Caster S-A-T-A. Be sure to follow High School Star League for more of our going-ons. And I'll see you guys in the next set of matches.